All right. So we have a full house, which is so wonderful, makes my heart smile. And just the general reminder, this is a general class. I don't know your body, your medications, your conditions, any of that. So you take care of you. The class generally starts out sitting and then maybe move to standing, maybe alternate sitting and standing, depending on how your energy level is, how your pain level is, just how you're feeling that day. It's really up to you. Everything can be done seated. Everything can be done standing. You might have to get a little creative and I'll try to give some modifications, but again, I'm not giving one-on-one lessons here, so it's really up to you to modify on the fly. And so let us start, as we often do, just checking in. I'm just going to turn this so the light is a little more favorable. Just checking in. So if it's available to you to sit with your feet flat on the floor, it's a wonderful way to make contact with the earth that's supporting us. Go ahead and wiggle your toes and just really tune into the soles of your feet and feel that connection with the earth. We're going to do a short body scan down, and then we're going to do a scan up. And I'm going to ask you what would bring healing to this specific area. You might get a color or a temperature. So let's just start with that. You can soften your eyes, you can close your eyes. I'm not going to be moving, very inward process. And so very often I talk about body, emotions, thought patterns. And so we're just going to scan, kind of starting with the head and the neck and the shoulders. What are you aware of there in all those realms? You having a lot of sensation? Are things tensed? Coming down the spine, between the shoulder blades, the mid back, the low back, coming to the front area, the chest. Take a deep inhale. Notice how that feels. Does it flow in easy? Is it restricted? Is that area tight? Are you having a lot of emotions today? Coming down your arms, elbows, wrists, and hands. Pay special attention to your hands, the palms of your hands. Is there any temperature? Is the left the same as the right? Anything achy? Now returning to your torso, coming to your abdomen. Again, long, slow, deep inhale. Let that area expand. How is that? Very direct connection between our gut and our emotions. Feel the weight of your body on the floor, going down your legs, knees, ankles, feet. And again, special attention to the soles of your feet, resting on the earth. And now just kind of snapshot this scan that we just did. And now we're going to imagine if you're a visual person, what it would look like to send roots down from your feet into the earth. Maybe you get a picture. Maybe you're more of a kinesthetic person. You might feel what that feels like. Maybe you don't connect with this, and that's okay. Just pretend you know what it's like, and just feel your feet and feel those roots going down deep and wide. And now with your in-breath, those roots, your feet, your legs, drink up the energy from the earth. And what sort of energy would bring healing and balance into your feet, into your legs? Do you get a color? Do you get a warm feeling or maybe cooling? What is your medicine today? Let that infuse the tissues of your feet, your ankles, your legs, the bones, the ligaments, the muscles, the blood, the lymph. And now let it come up your spine, starting at your sacrum, rising up your whole spine, using your in-breath, drawing that energy up. And from your spine, goes out through your nervous system, out through your vessels, infusing your organs, your intestines, your stomach, your lungs and your heart, goes out your arms to your hands. And finally, deep inhale all the way up to your brain, your eyes, filling your skull and cranium. And just spend a moment in savoring this feeling of healing, your connection with the earth, connection with the community. And slowly bring your attention back to this room. You can bounce your feet up and down, wiggle your toes, butterfly your knees. And now open your eyes and just move in any way that feels good to you. Stretching. Oh, what does your body need? It's really interesting. I was really tired when I came in. I did a vigorous walk and I kind of overdid it and I was tired. And I already just doing that kind of feel a little more enlivened. So my intention coming in was I'm giving myself permission to do this whole class sitting down, but I feel like I want to stand up now, which is kind of a surprise. But I invite you to have that present moment awareness. What does your body want? Do you want to sit? Do you want to stand? We're going to do some warming up of the joints. So you can definitely do these seated and modify. So we will start out, as we often do, with our hands. And really through class, I want you to just sensitize your hands for a minute and just rub together. And now take one edge of the hand, doesn't matter which hand, and go back and forth on that. If you chronically have cold hands, this is a way to bring it. And now do the other hand, same thing. Kind of that knife edge. This is a way to warm up your hands and open up those blood vessels. So here we go. Make a fist, release, and just back and forth. Ah, great. And now we're gonna add in the wrists and other direction. And let's do another fun one for the hands. Lace your fingers and then push out and push in. And now switch your pinkies. And that always feels very unusual. I see everybody thinking about that of like, how do you do that? Switch your pinkies. Exhale, inhale, switch your hand. Isn't that funny? It feels like somebody else's hand, doesn't it? It's like, great. And next time you're out, stay out and up and down. And inhale up and down. Inhale up and down. And now inhale halfway and exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. And just start these twisting movements gentle And then as you get more comfortable with your range, you can move a little more. And let your eyes follow. And that gives you a nice head neck stretch. One more to each side. Great. And swing those arms back and forth. If you're in a chair, be creative. Move forward a little bit and swing, swing. All right, we are gonna do a fun one. And I'm actually gonna, if you're standing, stay standing, but if you wanna sit, I've never done this one seated, so I actually wanna just feel what this feels like. This is a really good one for the spine. So take your left hand and have it out in front of you and pretend there's a hot cup of tea in your hand and you do not want to spill the tea, okay? And now bring that tea to your chest and now out behind you and now up and over and around. I see a little tea on the floor. Let's try again. Here we go. So you basically are making a big circle this way, and now the tea's out. So you can move your spine if you want, if that helps. And now you're gonna make like a big lasso over your head. Ooh. So once we have that, you can make it a more fluid movement. So circle, circle in front of the face, up and around the head. So I'm actually moving to do this, I'm actually moving my spine to be able to do this. So it's a little harder to do sitting. You have to be a little creative. So let me show you standing. As I move this, I'm gonna move my hips, and then I'm gonna move my hips. And then I'm gonna move, now look at me, I'm kind of arching my back down and around. Let's do one more. Good job. Isn't that it? That really gets your whole, I know it's like brain, body, and so on. And just feel for a moment the difference between your right and your left. This one feels kind of fluid and moving, so now we're gonna do the other one. So right hand and circle, and now that my palm is up this way, and now big lasso over your head. And we just flow in and out. Yeah, you all got it, that's great. Few more times. Circle. One more time. Good job. So that's really good one. So just do a few little flowy movements, whatever feels good to you, you've opened up those meridians in your arms, and then let them shake. So now we're gonna work on our spine more directly. So this can be done seated or standing. Your chin my eyes are gonna pick a point on the horizon, and you're gonna watch that point on the horizon. And if I'm standing, if you're sitting, you're just gonna lean forward. Since I'm standing, my head's gonna come forward, my hips are gonna go back. So pick a point on the horizon to look at it. When you get here, now drop your chin, round your upper back like a cat, and then slowly articulate up. So one common thing I see people doing that is not the intention of this is they're very flexible and they immediately go down here. And the point of this is not stretching our hamstrings. It's really a spine exercise. So you have 5 vertebrae in your lumbar spine, you have 12 in your thoracic spine, you have 7 in your cervical spine. And so what we're trying to do is mobilize all those and move those, brings in circulation, gets the ligaments moving. So hands can just be dangling. If you're sitting, they can be on your thighs. No particular instructions for your hands, whatever feels good. So pick your point where you're going to watch and lean forward, hips are going back, and now tuck, round, and slowly come up. Exhaling down, inhaling up. Let's make a noise. Inhaling up. The heart sound. Releasing, letting go. And now we're going to do the same move with the spine, but we're going to do it off to our left. And so kind of turn from the hips and the waist. Knees should have a nice bounce to them. And now, but you probably won't be able to go down quite as far. Exhale, drop the chin, tuck and round. Exhale, forward, drop. Round, those shoulders come up. And few more. And let's make another noise. We'll go shh. Inhale. Shh. And one more. Shh. So what we're doing that, the shh is the liver healing sound, and our liver is right here. So when we go over to the corner, we're kind of crunching it, and then when we come up, gets infused with fresh blood, fresh chi. So now we're going to do the other side, and this is our spleen and pancreas and in this area. So here we go, turning to your right, and oh. 2 more times. And 1 more time. And coming central. Great. And so let's do a little bit of twisting. We're going to do the knocking on the door of life. If you're seated in a chair, you just have to be a little more methodical so you don't hurt your arm. But if you're standing, you can just let your arms freely go. And I think I shared with some of you, I had this summer, I did Qigong on the beach every day with my teacher for a week in August. And we did this wonderful exercise where we were doing this exercise and he had somebody standing behind us, turning our hips and our waists. And I was not moving my arms, but it was the momentum of turning that got my arms going. So I invite you just to let that momentum carry you. And you're stimulating pressure points on your back for energy, vitality, longevity, on the front for digestion and nourishment. And we're going to slow down. It's keeping this same movement, but watch my hands. One is in front and just going to scoop this way, and then the one in the back is scooping that way. So imagine my hands are going in opposite directions. This is called water waves. And it's, imagine you're standing in warm water and you're kind of swirling the water around. And breathe in and out through your nose and just really feel this deeply hydrating your whole body, your thoughts, your emotions. Make sure your jaws relax. And slowing down and slowing down. So we're gonna do a few more warm-ups for our legs. And so you can do this seated or standing. If you are standing, we are gonna challenge our balance. If you wanna have a chair, just in case, you are welcome to. And we're just gonna warm up our knees and ankles. And so you're just gonna pick your knee up and kick back and forth. So my hip pretty much stays in the same place. If you really want to challenge your balance, you can try no hands. And sometimes I fall, and that's actually a good thing. That's training my brain. Hey, if I fall, I can catch myself. So that's all right. Other side. Back and forth. So this is good balance. This is good circulation. It's actually, if you tune into your feet and ankles, getting a little wobbly, and that's good. Hip strength. Great. Now let's do our ankles and pick up the first one and circle other direction. Other side. I do this in line at the grocery store, embarrass my husband. I'm working on my balance. Great, and both feet down. So let's have a little check-in. We can sit or stand. We're gonna just do a short body stand. Body, emotion, thought scan. If you are standing, I see some people standing, that's totally fine. If you want to sit, that's fine. I'm going to sit, but I just want to teach you how to stand for a meditation. So for a moment, have your feet close together. That is not optimal because that requires a lot of brain energy and concentration, and we actually kind of want to forget the body for a moment. So now, step out. Lock out your knees. Make your legs as straight as possible. That turns them into tourniquets. Again, takes too much concentration. Relax, have a little bend in the knees, drop the tailbone, and then the description in the classics is pretend there's an egg under each arm that you're very gently holding. So you're not clamping it down. Go ahead and clamp down for a minute. You're gonna break the egg, but if you're too loose, you're gonna drop the egg. So it's like just enough space in there with your arms. So I am going to do this seated, but if you're standing, that's a good standing posture. So just turning your attention inward, check in, body, mind, emotions. What's happening in the head and the neck and the throat and the shoulders, coming down the arms, elbows, wrists and hands. What's changed? Temperature, sensation, left and right. Coming back to your chest area. Long, slow, deep inhale. Full exhale. How's the breath? How's that area of the chest? Any emotions moving, shifting, flowing? Another deep, intentional inhale into the belly area. Has that softened? Now investigating your spine, starting at the base of your skull, down your neck, between your shoulder blades, to the low back and sacrum. Are you getting sensations there? Are things flowing? Are they stuck? If you find some area that's maybe holds some tension, see if you can release it. Be 5 to 10% more comfortable. Feeling the weight of your body on the chair. Gravity pulling you down. Feeling into your legs, your knees, calves and shins, ankles and feet. Affirm your connection with the earth. And wiggle your toes a bit. Can wiggle your fingers and wrists. Open your eyes when you're ready. And just kind of check in. So that was half an hour of Qigong and just paying attention. Did that support you? How are you feeling? Very often when we're feeling a little down or irritated, or we think we don't, oh, I don't have time, and sometimes 5, 10, 15 minutes we can really just shift our experience. And so like I said, I was really tired when I walked in, and I'm feeling a little more awake now. So for the rest of our time, we are now going to move into our 5 element flows. I have some variations to introduce today, and these are restorative exercises where we're really replenishing our reservoir. And so in the beginning, we often in the beginning, I won't even give any attention to the breath as we're moving our joints. And bye, Ann, thanks. But now for this part, it's in through the nose and out through the nose. And the reason that we do that is very calming to your nervous system when we move intentionally and coordinate our breathing. Then we can just kind of harmonize our nervous system. Bye, Lynn. Thank you. All right, so I am going to stand up for these. These can all be done seated as well. And so it's up to you. Check in. What is your inner wisdom guiding you? So the first one is called Buddha Holds Up the Sky. It's for our lungs, which is our metal element. And so hands are facing up here, and we're just going to slowly inhale up the midline. When they get about here, you're going to turn over and push up and look up, and then come down, hands right here in front of the lungs now, bringing that heavenly energy down, infuse our lungs, and then down the midline. So that's the entire move. Inhaling up as my energy goes up, my roots go down, I'm stretching towards the heavens, and then exhaling down. Hands, wrists are loose and relaxed. And so I'm noticing here, I'm slightly leaning forward, and here I'm slightly arching my back. And play a little bit with how far back your arms can go. It should be comfortable. You don't want anything to hurt, but I invite you to investigate that. If you are a visual person, you can inhale a pearly, luminescent, healing light into your lungs, really purifying everything. So here we go. Inhale through the nose. Slight pause. Exhale through the nose. Slight pause. Pay special attention to the sensation in your hands, the palms of your hands as they float up and reach up. And palms of the hands as they come down and pause. Next time we're up here, let's pause and do an exhale and another inhale and then an exhale. We'll do that again. Inhaling up. Exhale, expanding your consciousness into the sky. Inhale, drawing it into your palms. Exhale, bringing it down into the body. And we'll just do 3 more. Inhaling up. Slight pause. Exhaling down. And one last time. Do it as slow as you can. And bring your palms and just float them over your lungs here. You can see I'm just kind of floating off. And just for a moment, connect in with your inner inspiration. Think of someone or something that inspires you. And just savor that feeling. And dropping your hands down. We'll move into the water element. For some of you that have been coming to class for a while, we've done this one. If you're seated in a chair, you're going to want to scoot forward so you have a little more space. So everybody's going to take their right hand and put it somewhere on your back. If you can reach the middle of your spine, the lower back here where there's a natural curve. If that's hard, you can have it a little lower. And if that's really uncomfortable, it's fine. You don't want anything to hurt in the shoulder. So just find a space that works for you. So this is for our water element, which is governed by our kidneys, which is our whole low back area. And then the other hand is going to be up here by your forehead away. And then if you're standing, you're going to want a little bit of a wider stance. And now you're going to turn from your hips and your waist and then bend forward and dip into healing waters. Come up and around. And then when you get here, your hand's going to come facing out again. Okay? Exhaling down, inhaling up. Turning at the hips and waist, and now bending over. You can bend the knees a little bit. Come down, up and around. Dipping into these healing waters. And feel it saturating every cell. We'll do 3 more in this direction. If you want to inhale the color of blue deep into your bones. One more. And now this hand is going to come down and out. This hand is going to come out. So now both my hands are this way. Now take your left hand, goes to the low back. Right hand comes up to your forehead. So now we're going to do the same thing. Turn from the hips and the waist. Bend over and dip. And feel this water, blue, vibrant, healing energy, filling your inner reservoir. Water is life. We can't live for very long without water. A healthy water element is in touch with their inner wisdom and knowing, deep intuition. Water can be quite powerful. One more time. And hands come on to the cloud and down. Now we're going to move into the wood element. So this is for those of you that do Tai Chi, this is part of the Tai Chi form. And so take your right hand and put it out in front of you, up front, and then take your left hand and put it out behind you. And just feel into that for a moment. Really feel the whole universe. You're under this dome of the universe. Now, with your left hand, you're going to swing it over by your ear and down to your elbow. And now this other palm, the right palm, is going to start coming back, and the left palm is going to come over. And now this palm goes up, and this arm goes out and behind. So it's hard to explain, but it's kind of like doing, just going to show you, it's kind of like doing the crawl in a way, if that makes sense. And so what the important parts, let's all resume here. So take your left hand in front out, the right hand behind. Now you're opening up to the skies. This behind hand is going to come up and over your ear, down towards your elbow, and now your palms are going to cross each other. You go back and out. Palms up. And so this is the wood element, which is all about being flexible, rooted and grounded. Twisting and turning. One more to each side. Palm up and come and down. I got hot doing that one. You too can feel the heat. My palms are hot, I'm hot. The chi is flowing. So we move there into the heart element, and that this into our fire, which is governed by our heart here in our chest. And so we are going to really work on, we have our physical heart, and then we have what's called the pericardium. And in Western medicine, the pericardium is a sac that surrounds the heart that keeps it from getting too hot. It kind of regulates its temperature. In Chinese medicine and Taoism, the heart protector is kind of our emotional immune system, where it's okay to go, I'm not gonna like let you talk to me that way, or I'm not ready to engage right now, or hello world, here I am, come over, come in, have a cup of tea. There's no hierarchy that one is better than the other. Sometimes it's appropriate to let people in, other times it's appropriate to go, not now, or not that. So this exercise, I think, really beautifully kind of models that. So it's based on the meridians. So your middle finger and your thumb are gonna come together, and you're gonna inhale and really open this chest area, draw your shoulder blades together and look up. And this is open, shoulders down, open, and now swooping around and creating that energy field of protection around you. So inhaling, open, exhaling, protection mode, and just back and forth like that. See if you can do it. For a minute, hunch your shoulders up, and that's not this pose. That's, right, let it down and just see, let's just stand like this for a moment and really open and feel how that feels in your body. And now come forward and just imagine this protective bubble around you where your head's down a little bit, and feel how that feels. And then know that you have the wisdom to choose what's appropriate. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. One more time. All right. So we're going to do a little standing posture that kind of combines our wood and our fire. And so if you are seated, have a nice stable foundation. If you are standing, I'm going to invite you to shift most of your weight onto your left leg and really anchor into that leg. Now, I'd say I'm about maybe 70%, 30%. So I'm not doing this at all. I have about 30% of my weight on here. Now you're gonna take, of that same hand, you're gonna make sword fingers, and you're gonna point it towards the palm of this hand. So this is the protection. This is our roots going down, and this is just really firing up that protection. And so just for a minute, stand here. You can soften your eyes or close your eyes. Tune into your fingers and your hand and your strength of your foundation and your roots, and holding firmly to what you know is right for you. Relax the jaw. If your mind wanders, come back to your hands, your fingers, the weight of your body, your roots, and relaxing and coming down and just moving and integrating. Okay, So the last element is our earth element. This is in our belly region, all our digestive organs. And so let us have our hands face down at the level of the belly button. And then I'm gonna exhale forward. My head is gonna come forward and my eyes are looking down at the earth. And then I'm gonna inhale and come back to my center. Exhaling forward, knees are soft, spine is soft, hands are soft. Out through the nose, in through the nose. Out through the nose, in through the nose. Pushing away stress, creating that field of protection around you. Creating your space, drawing in that strong earth energy. Three more times slow. And hand over your belly, and you're gonna make a circle. You're gonna go down your midline, over to your right hip, up the right side, over to the left, and down. And that's the direction that your digestion goes. When you eat something, comes down, goes to your stomach here, it goes through the small intestine, which absorbs all the nutrients, and then it goes to your bladder and your large intestine. And your large intestine goes to your right, up, across, and then that descending colon. So we're just doing that direction, which should feel good. This is lovely to do after a meal. Brings you to your center. Make the circle smaller and smaller, ending up over your belly button. Now take your right hand, palm up under your belly button, and the other hand is going to come up and around and then down our center line. And now switch palms. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. And this is gathering any beneficial chi we generated and storing it. One more to each side. Wonderful. So let us end as we started, sitting down if that's comfortable for you. If you want to do a standing meditation, just do what we talked about, the soft knees, the relaxed pelvis. And just very briefly, feeling your feet on the ground and tuning in, body, mind, spirit. How has this hour affected you? What's changed? What stayed the same? What needs more attention? And just comparing that with your snapshot from the beginning of class. And now we'll just sit quietly for 2 minutes. Keeping your attention focused inward. Just invite you to open your receptors to other people that are doing Qigong together, whether it's people here in Friendship Hall at Enso Village, people on Zoom. Just kind of tune into that frequency of the group energy field we've created. And let's spend a minute intentionally shining this beneficial energy outwards to people, places that need it. Could be someone you know, could be a place on earth, situations. And keeping your attention inward, but also beginning to get ready to be engaged in the world. So a little bit of a balancing act. You might want to open your eyes, but keep your gaze downward. And just see if you can keep that rooted feeling inside. Feel the weight of your body on the chair. And we'll end class as we always do. If you'd like to join me, the words are, may the merit of our practice benefit all beings and bring peace. May the merit of our practice benefit all beings and bring peace. Now bring this beautiful feeling with you into your evening. Thank you, everybody. Take good care. Bye.
Do you want us to put the chairs somewhere?
That would be great.
How do you want?
Lou is in charge.